guys, here. Today I'm going to show you how to record games the best way using Dxtory and a program called Audacity. Audacity is mainly for audio, hence the name, and you can do some really cool stuff with it, like right now I'm recording this video. And what it has a great feature of is removing your background noise. So if you have, say, a fan in the background that you don't want to be heard, then I'll show you how to get rid of that noise from the entire audio. It makes the audio so much better. And Dxtory is, if you ever heard of Fraps, that's kind of like the lonely brother, and this is just way better, and I really recommend this. So I'm just going to show you the settings to use it, and that'll pretty much get you started. So starting with the first tab, nothing really here. This tab is just kind of personal preference. It's not really a big deal what you do with it. You can kind of set where you want your frames to be displayed so you can see how you're recording. It won't actually show up in the video, it just shows you if you're lagging or whatever. You can change the color. I changed mine to red if it's recording, and if it's not recording it's green. So that's mine. Over here you can add a place that you want to record. So right now I have 2 drives. One of them is an SSD for the boot drive, and then there's a hard drive that I'm using to record, and it just records right here. So if you want to add a place, you just hit this button, you choose where you want to record to, hit OK. You can run a test to see if it's like fast, and this is a fairly new hard drive, so obviously it's going to be faster. So that's where I'm recording, and you just basically select wherever you want it to go. For hotkeys, you can select the button that when you push it, it'll start recording whatever that you want it to. So in this case, I have mine set to num enter, so on my numpad I can hit enter and it'll start. You can also set up push to talk, screenshots, stuff that I personally don't care for, but that's the main one. For video, here, this is already checked by default. Frame rate you're going to want to keep at 30 FPS or maybe more, I guess, if you want to do a montage or something where it's slow motion is necessary, so you need high frames per second. For output, you want to hit File Output and AVI, that's just the standard format. Option, now this kind of depends on the game you're playing. If you're playing a game that doesn't already have a graphical mouse, you'll want to include your mouse so your viewers can see what you're doing. Or if it does, then you can just leave that unchecked because they'll be able to see anyhow. For scaling, I'd keep it at %100, which just records basically your entire screen, whatever it is running. Margin, leave this whole area right here alone. Nothing really substantial. Over here, video codec. This is kind of the instruction that it uses to record. I'm using the Lagrith lossless codec. It's a great codec. It produces fairly large files, but it's great. It doesn't impact performance too hard, and I will leave a link in the description where you can download that for your own use. Hitting this button, we open this. I will leave this alone. This is just the default mode. If you had a multi-core, multi-threaded CPU, I would check use multi-threading, just to optimize performance. Hit OK. Hitting this button, yep, the yellow one, would bring up this video, this window, which right here, whatever your display is currently set to. For me, I'm using 1920 by 1080 as default 1080p. You can choose whatever resolution you're currently using. So that's that. Your frame rate right here, you'll just want to have it match whatever you put in right there. So normally it's 30, but if you want to do the slow-mo thing or you record higher than that, then you can go ahead and adjust that. Leave the rest of this the way it is, hit OK. Now, also you don't want to touch any of that, that's automatic. Right here is audio, if you want to record audio, but in this case, I'm going to be showing you how to use Audacity anyway to record your audio and get rid of background noise. So I would just hit don't record sound. So if you are, you would just hit this and select your bitrate, your microphone, and all that. So I'm just going to leave that unchecked. You can also use a push to talk if you don't use Audacity and you have a little bit of background noise. I guess you could use push to talk. But there's really no excuse for not wanting to use it. It's there. So over here, you don't want to change too much. If you're running an SLI or Crossfire, you want to enable multi-GPU. Other than that, if you have a multi-core or multi-threaded processor, I would just, it'll automatically detect how many you have, so just click the maximum that you have. I can show you, I have a i7 Extreme, so I have 4 cores, 8 threads, so I'm using 8 right here, so it can maximize performance. Right here, this will cap off the game you're playing at a certain number of FPS. That's just to kind of keep everything stable if your game is going crazy, and it's not really needed, unless you know what you do. Other than that, you should be set on the Dxtory side. I'll also leave a link for Dxtory if you want to download that. And that should be just about it here. Now I'm going to show you how to use Audacity. So opening Audacity up, let me just close Dxtory, okay. So now here, you're going to want to edit preferences. I'm recording so I can't show you, but you would just set your, by default the recording button is R, so you would just press R if you want to record, and it'll automatically start recording right here, as you can see. After that, when you're done recording, I will link a separate video in the description, or I'll probably throw it on the screen somewhere, of me showing you how to get rid of the background noise so that, obviously, it'll stay nice and quiet and you can just hear yourself and not the extra background noise. So that should be it for the settings for recording. I might make another video using Fraps if you're into that, but to me, I don't see a point in that. If you have access to Dxtory, it's way better. So that's pretty much it. So yeah, thumbs up if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, leave a comment if your feelings are more complicated, and I'll see you next time.